Welcome to this week's Down Home with Tina. I have got Jamey Mathias with me. He has been in before and he does not give me any slack about anything, especially when it comes to boxing, because he says that I'm just not very good at it. Thanks a lot, Jamey Mathias.
You could be. You could be. I see promise. I see some promise. Yeah. So.
Thank you. Thank you. I'm just teasing. Love is in the air.
Love is in the air.
It's in the air. So we're not going to have anything but today. February, being Valentine's Day, is in this month. And, you know, it can be what it is. I'll talk a little bit about Valentine's Day a little bit later in the show, which has to do with my little fella friends here. Oh, my gosh, I'm in love with these things. And so is my daughter. And so now it's become an addiction. But there could be a lot worse. You guys, the Lancaster Police Athletic League, is such a great organization. And that is something that you keep kids busy from getting into maybe those things like I mentioned, that A word of addiction.
Yeah, right.
You want them addicted to boxing and other things.
And other things, yeah, and other things, yeah. So, and it's kind of tough now, you know, with all the lockdowns and everything that's kind of went on. Lost some contact, but
how has it been for you guys?
You know what? It's been pretty steady. We can't have as many people in the gym at one time as what we used to be able to. So I've had to break it down into a couple different hours. So maybe they're in as much, but for less time.
So does it limit numbers then?
It limits numbers, yeah.
Do you have to turn kids away?
No, I haven't had to turn any kids away. And what I've said is that when I fill up my slots, I'll make another slot.
Right.
So I'll do that. But, you know, good. I think the main thing, you know, for myself is to keep in contact with these young people, making sure that, you know, school's going good and home's going good and you know, there's no other issues, you know, going on.
Have you found more challenges with the kids? With what's been going on, just because where do they have to go? Goodness, they were in lockdown, and then sometimes, you know, they don't have school or school's out. I know with my daughter's school, they were out for another couple of weeks, and then they got back into the, you know, they have different codes or whatever that they call it. But so the kids, 1 week they're home and doing school virtual. Right. How do you find it with those kids that may not want to be at home? How do I say that?
They want to get out and socialize with people, and they're not able to. And I've got a couple that haven't returned or haven't been able to because the parents are nervous about them, you know, being out in. Oh yes. I guess in population, or you know, you're 14 years old, you're not scared of anything, but certainly the parents are you know, more nervous about it, you know, certainly. So yeah, so that's been a little bit of a struggle, I guess, but. You know, we've met at the park before, and we've just done all these kinds of different things just trying to keep them busy. So, parents who do have kids that are inside and they are hesitant, then you are giving options for those kids to participate and not in an enclosed set. Yeah, right. Well, yeah, like I said, well, and that was in the summer. We were doing it at a Rising Park. Well, yeah, it might be a little cold right now. Yeah. But yeah, just trying to do whatever we can do just to reach out to kids and making sure they're doing okay. What is one of your proudest, I don't want to say specific students that you have? Okay. Where do you want me to start? Yeah, so I got a bunch. I got a young man who's, a couple young men who have done very well in the military, all right? And what's cool is that when they come back and see me, you know, and they talk to the kids. Letting the kids know what their testimony of what they're doing and what they need to do to be successful or you know to do whatever. Yeah, I got another young lady who's she's going to be a law enforcement officer. She's working at the jail here in town right now, but she's another one that comes in once in a while and talks to them. And you know what? Tina, that's probably more important than anything else. You know. That I can do is have somebody that was part of the program come in and talk to kids that are in the program now about how to be successful. Yeah. So you're just continuing to make a positive difference in the lives of our youth who some just don't know where to go. They just need direction, a little direction, yep. They need to know their value, their worth. Yeah, well. And get that confidence. And so one of the things we say is, you know, and you've heard this before, success leaves tracks. And some of them are following people that aren't doing very well, right? So if I got a picture of somebody on the gym who's boxed at an event, or been in there, then they can kind of relate to that and kind of see. And sometimes they say, I made this mistake, and don't make the same mistake I did.
Sometimes it can be shocking for some folks to hear it, but I'll tell you, because I've heard it firsthand. I've had young ones tell me that they have family members that tell them they're never going to be anything in their life. And that breaks my heart, because I look at them and I'm just like, bring him on. No, Mama Bear, I'm not your mama, but I'll be your Mama Bear right now. But no, it is, that's where, of course, and I think that so many of us that are positive try to put something and instill that into that child or that teen to let them know how important that they are, and they can be anything that they want to be.
For sure, for sure.
Yeah. What's your contact information? I know it's really quick because we've got another guest to get to.
Okay.
Limited in space because, of course, COVID's set.
Yeah, we meet at the YMCA Recplex, and my number is 740-503-1936, and it's LancasterPAL.com. So please reach out if I can help you.
And no boxing this time. No boxing this
time.
You won't let me do anything of the... I know. All right, guys. Hey, you know what? We are going to continue our talk. Not me as in me and Jamey, but I've got another guest that has also combined, and they do things together. And I'll get to her here in just a minute. You're watching Down Home with Tina.
The Frankie Smith Funeral Home and Crematory in Lancaster and the Johnson Smith Funeral Home in Baltimore have a long and wonderful history of serving our community. Feel free to give us a call at 740-653-0652. Stop in and see us at either of our two locations, 405 North Columbus Street in Lancaster and 207 South Main Street in Baltimore. Respect for tradition, regard for change.
Welcome back. It's Down Home with Tina. I've got a guest I've not had on before. Yay, a new one. Jamey's old. I'm just joking. I gotta tease him. He's so fun. He and Wes are on it. It's been about a year ago, just to talk about the Lancaster Police Athletic League. And Jolinda Wilson is with me, and she is somebody who is you fall under. It's like an umbrella under the PAL?
Correct. Yeah, we partner with the Lancaster Judo Jiu-Jitsu Academy.
Tell me about that. What is that like and what age are the kids there? And
we have anywhere from 4-year-olds to adults. I think our oldest adults, would be me and my husband, would be the oldest. But basically we teach judo and jiu-jitsu to children and also to adults. To teach them self-defense. That's one of our main key aspects. We teach Gracie Jiu-Jitsu, which is very self-defense oriented. So
for any child interested in this?
We start them about four and up.
And why is that, Jolinda?
There's a lot of details when it comes to some of the jiu-jitsu moves and stuff like that. If you don't know what jiu-jitsu is, some people look at it as wrestling, but it's wrestling with submission. So unfortunately, like if you would have to get into a fight, most fights do go to the ground. So we teach the kids how to defend themselves when they're being taken down, or how to take somebody down correctly. And we also talk about fighting situations, like, if somebody is attacking you, why don't you just try to hold them down and talk some sense into them too. It's just not about beating somebody up or getting angry. It's about controlling yourself and controlling what you're doing.
How many years have you been doing this and offered this?
I have been in judo since I was 19, so that's pushing almost 30 years.
What has that done for you and your own self-esteem?
It's really empowering, especially as a woman, to know that if you are being attacked, I could throw you to the ground. I can get away. And we've got backgrounds not just in judo. Judo focuses on the throwing. Jiu-jitsu focuses on the ground techniques, but I also have a background, I'm black belt in karate also. So we've got also the striking background.
Yeah, do you include some of that in your
We
classes?
are going to expand that into this year's program. As COVID kind of squashed everything, unfortunately, for our expansion and stuff, but we are looking at bringing in like a striking jiu-jitsu class this year. We're looking at bringing in a wrestling class for a couple of wrestling coaches around here that want to come in and just teach some wrestling too on the off seasons.
When are your classes available?
We are open Monday, Tuesday, are our kids' classes, and those are at 5:30. Then our adult classes, it depends on the day, but Monday, Tuesday, and Thursdays, and then some Saturdays, we're doing some extra training. We probably will be this year expanding into Wednesdays at some point.
Okay. What is the fee for something like this?
If you want to just take, for the kids' class, first of all, kids' classes are $25 for the month, and you just pay per month. We don't make you sign any sort of, a lot of places will make you sign, like you have to sign up for a year. We don't do that. For the adult jiu-jitsu and judo classes, it's $30 per class. But if you decide to do both of them, which you can get up to like 6 classes a week, that's $45 a month.
Do you happen to have anything available for folks that may want to pay for a child who may be less fortunate and not able to pay for it?
Absolutely, yes. Okay. They can definitely get a hold of me at any time, and we'll set up some sort of a thing.
That's awesome.
Yes,
yeah, a plan or something for that to figure that out, because I love that, because I want to find a way to represent.
Yeah, it's very reasonable. It's very reasonable, and it's also empowering to these kids.
That's what I mean, and that's what I'm just thinking, because if it can teach them, yes, a way to help themselves in a situation where they are unable to gain, you know what I mean, control, and they
a lot of these kids have been bullied too. Before.
That's what I'm trying to say. Is just to give them that confidence, to let them know that they don't have to just stand there and take something, that they can do it in a way to just say back off, maybe without verbally or reacting in a way that they're going to harm somebody, or an anger way, but they have their remain in self-control. Is that what
that is the key, is self-control.
Yeah, that's hard sometimes.
It is.
Don't I think? No. So what is the contact information, just for anybody who is interested in? What is the highlight that you maybe can share with somebody in your life of what you've witnessed in maybe a student?
Yeah, they can contact me directly. My cell phone number is 740-407-2822. Also, you can reach out to us on Facebook. You can look us up under the Lancaster Judo Jiu-Jitsu Academy.
Okay.
We're located at 201 South Broad Street, up on the 2nd floor there, right next to the well. So,
have you had any highlight of it that you can think of that? Mondays and Tuesdays are my favorite. I sometimes walk in, because we work a full day. My husband's a dentist, so I mean the head sensei is a dentist, so you've got a doctor there on staff if there were any injuries. Luckily there hasn't been. But so we go in, and we've worked a full day a lot of those days, and I walk in exhausted sometimes, but then those kids come in and their energy, and they're so funny. They're so stinking cute in their little gis. I just love to see those kids grow in confidence. Oh, well, thanks so much for being here with me today.
Thanks for having me.
Keep doing what you're doing. It's awesome when you can make a positive difference in someone's life, and the way that they're doing it is just really cool. So don't go anywhere. I've got another fella who he is going to share with us some things of what may or may not be going in the community for Lancaster Parks and Recreation. You're watching Downhill with Tina. I'll be back in a minute.
Fairfield Federal. When it comes to our customers and our community, we go above and beyond to help. Our people make the difference.
We were retiring from Tucson, Arizona, and we made a retirement trip out around Ohio, having decided that's where we wanted to be. And we came across this town called Lancaster, and we fell in love with the downtown area, where the fountain is, and the memorials, and the flags, and all this stuff. And I looked around and I said, there's our bank right there.
There's something to be said about a community bank in your hometown.
Right. If you live in the community, you should do business in the community as much as possible. So it makes sense to bank with the community bank where you live.
Fairfield Federal is the bank to be at. If you live in this town, or any town actually, you want to bank at a local home bank. And the employees are happy here, they're conversant, customer service is through the roof. There's nothing more you could ask for.
Personal or business banking, whatever you need, we take it seriously because we know you do. Stop by today at any of our 3 locations and see why the difference is clear. Fairfield Federal Savings and Loan specializes in banking that revolves around you.
Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Welcome back to Down Home with Tina. I've got Superintendent Lancaster Parks and Rec is Michael Tharp, and I'm so glad to have you because there was a lot that didn't happen last year, but we're not going to think about that for this year. So we're going to focus on what is going to happen because now we're at a part where, you know, things are different and we're at a different stage of the pandemic, and I'm hoping, fingers crossed, that things can start to take place again because I can't imagine what it was like for you all. So let's not dwell on what didn't happen last year. Let's talk about this year. Right, yeah. You've got some really cool things going on, and one of them at the top of the list I know you've got is 100 trees. Is that what it is?
It is. So sitting around the kitchen table 2-3 weeks ago, it's like, how do I not destroy my budget, which is very skinny for 2021, but also try and start to replenish the more than 180 trees we've lost in my 5 years. But there were trees that had been, you know, there before that they just cut off and left the stump. And it's like, let's see if we can get the community involved. And so I needed a catchphrase, a catch line. And 100 trees please came up, and it's like, is that really a thing? And it's like, the more I said it to myself, the more it became a hook line.
Yeah.
And then when you attach the Rising Park Project 2021 to it, so many people have a connection to that park. We got calls from out of state, out of our community. Just, it's crazy good. And people want to tell you the story, why they're connected to Rising Park. Or I proposed to my wife there. We always go to these twin oak trees up on top of it. And it just became crazy.
Yeah.
Sitting here right now, it's more than half sold.
Nice.
Yeah. Isn't that nuts?
It's awesome.
It is. It gives me goosebumps to think about it, that it's so highly thought of as a park that more than 50 people to date right now have jumped in to support this project. So what I thought would take 11 months, I don't think it's going to take 2.
Aw, Michael, so folks that are doing this, they can purchase the tree through you all, and you guys will plant them only Rising Park, because you've got a lot of other parks in Lancaster Parks and Rec.
But this is just Rising Park.
Perfect.
I didn't want to confuse anybody, and I didn't want to go outside of the thought process of 100 trees in Rising Park. So I stayed with it, and nope, it's just Rising Park. It's no ornamental or decorative trees. These are all going to be longevity style trees, oaks and maples and hickories and walnuts and things that will be there for 100 years. That's our plan. Every tree has a plaque. We'll have a plaque that goes in, and it's the special symbol that we've got for this 100 trees please. And they get a t-shirt with it too that has the same symbol on it. So it's special.
Are folks doing this, would you say, with the plaque, is it their name? Is there names? Is there a message? What can go on the plaque?
So originally when we started, it was just somebody's name. But we were getting so many requests to do in memory of, or more than what the plaque would handle as far as names. So we started adding a second plaque to it, just because that's what people wanted. And it's like, don't deny them the opportunity to do this project and to put on the plaque what they need or what they want to say.
Right.
So it's businesses have started to get involved. Several of them are memory trees. It's just
in honor trees. Can you do in honor as well?
Yeah.
Okay.
I will put on that thing whatever you want.
Where's the plaque going to be placed? Because these trees grow, of course.
They do.
How would that work?
We get a couple feet out from in front of the tree.
Perfect.
And put the plaque there. And, a tree will grow around something and just kind of bind and bond to it. Yeah. So I don't know that we plant these far enough that they'll never touch it, but they'll be far enough away where they'll be safe and allow the tree's root system to get out and take hold, and will be good for years and years to come.
Nice. I think that is really, really cool, because trees are just, that's cute. I guess I should say I'm not really surprised. I am, but I'm not all at the same time, because of what trees are for us.
I know.
In our world anyways.
It's crazy.
No, I love it. Oh my goodness, we've got so much to talk about. So dog park at Miller Park is something else that we've got on the list to discuss? Yes,
we're more than halfway home as far as the total dollars raised. It's $22,000 to put this park in Miller Park, and we're at $11,000 already. So we'd like to, somewhere around mid-spring or early summer, we'd like to have this dog park in place. And this dog park is meant to, serve everybody in Lancaster, of course.
Yeah.
But there's so many people in downtown Lancaster that have dogs and walk them downtown, and the dogs just have nothing, nowhere to go.
Yeah.
So it's the dog parks we have now. They're nice, but we don't have a big flat run for them. It's on a hill, and it's a great dog park, but you can't have too many dog parks.
Right.
So
yeah.
we're adding another one.
It's just kind of like us. We're going to go to the same place all the time. We like to change up a little bit. I'm sure dogs like a little bit of a different change.
Exactly. Variety.
I don't know. Like I'm in the mind of a dog or something like that. How can folks donate for that?
That one is actually being done, all the money's being held by Friends of the Lancaster Parks.
Okay.
So that's kind of the holding part of the money for this project. So yeah, Friends of the Lancaster Park, they have a Facebook page. They're on our page too, on our web page and our Facebook page. So easy to get a hold of Friends of the Lancaster Park, or you can get a hold of Lancaster Parks also, and we can kind of push it on.
How many parks fall under Lancaster Parks and Rec?
27 named parks, 32 properties, as we said here. So it's
and
it's
one of
large.
them is Alley Park.
Alley Park, one of our crown jewels.
Right, yeah, it's so gorgeous out there almost every time of the year, whether it's the fall or the snow or whatnot, Christmas time, holiday time, it's just so gorgeous out there. You guys have the Nature Center out there.
We do, and it's taken on a facelift. So we've redone the floors and the walls and the ceilings and moved animals around, and we're building walls. And it's going to take a whole new, it's a breath of fresh air, I guess is what you'd want to call it. So when people walk in, it won't be the same old, same old. It'll be all new.
As far as events for this coming year, what is it that you have that you are pretty certain is going to take place? Or do we, I know, it's just so uncertain.
So when we started this year, we knew we weren't going to plan anything January, February, March. We were just going to stay down. But we went ahead and scheduled bandstand. We're going to start a week later. We're going to go the beginning of June. I think it's June 4th is when we start this year. Bad Influence opens us up like it has for the last 5 years that I've been there. Nothing changes there. We're going to go 7 weeks instead of 10. So we're going to take it to the Friday night prior to the festival, the Lancaster Festival, and those will be our 7 weeks. We may throw something else in later in the year if everything starts moving right. Worst case scenario is we start to back these up a little bit like we intended last year. So I hope that's not the case. I hope we start June 4th and all goes well. I think we've all learned how to social distance by now.
I know, right? Wow. And also, if something happens, you guys do have a new Facebook and a new website, correct?
We do.
That folks can follow those apps, I bet.
Yeah.
So tell us a little bit about each of those, and again, they can follow those.
Yeah, typically when you're a city entity, you're kind of stuck with the city Facebook page or the city website. We got special permission since we're parks. It's not that we're special, but we're different. So we stepped outside of that box and got permission from Service Safety Director and the mayor to say, hey, we'd like our own Facebook or our own page. And everybody agreed. The IT department agreed, and we launched it beginning of the year. And it's just got a massive amount of hits, and it's a lot of fun. It's very informative. We took on credit card payments. We took on online registration for all of our sports, and it's just very interactive now.
Are you open to allow, and we've only got like a minute left, Mike, are you allowing any kind of gatherings that folks to take place at any of the parks yet? Because I know that they go through you.
Yeah, we're going through registrations, reservations for any of our buildings. So yeah, we are allowing it as long as people abide by the guidelines, sure.
Within 30 seconds, what do you have to share with everybody that we can? 30 seconds.
2020 was a tough year on us. We're going to take on 2021 like 2020 never happened. We're going to try and do everything we can to make our park system as beautiful as we possibly can and keep people in the park system.
Awesome. Wonderful. Thank you so much for everything that you do. And folks, thanks so much for everything that you do to help out our Lancaster Parks and Rec. If you want to buy a tree, 100 trees please, that is awesome. You know to contact them and follow them. Or if you want to help donate in any other way that you can as well. They're easy to find.
Very easy.
There's a whole lot of parks out there. So Okay, I'm not done yet. I'm going to be back in just a couple of minutes. We're going to talk about the upcoming Valentine's Day, but don't go anywhere. I know some people, you know, are kind of like, Valentine's Day, but it can still be a fun day. It doesn't have to be all about us and having a romantic relationship with somebody. It can be you and your grandkids or you and your kids. So I'll be back in a minute. It's Down Home with Tina.
Dagger Law has been part of the Lancaster community for more than 110 years. This is where we live and work. You'll see us at festivals, sporting events, and all around town. We consider our clients as friends, and we walk alongside you through challenging times. Whether you're a growing business, a changing family, facing litigation, planning your future, or dealing with land issues, we're right here. We are local. We are trusted. We are experienced. Dagger Law.
Welcome back to Down Home with Tina. Valentine's Day is this month, and I was having a conversation with my daughter who's not quite 16 years old, and I found it was kind of funny because she was just like, oh, Valentine's Day. It's just so cliche about people asking people to go out and to do this and do that. And I was like, you don't like Valentine's Day? Because I've always gotten my kids something little for Valentine's Day. I say kids, well, big kids, one's now an adult. I got to get used to saying that, I know. But anyways, she said, yeah, she goes, because she's you know, she's talking to a guy, and she's like, I just think it's one of those things that if somebody would ask me out on Valentine's Day, I just don't, it's just, again, a cliche. And I go, you know what, I totally get that. It totally makes sense to me. And so anyways, recently, on another note, she has fallen in love with these stuffed animals. Now, part of that, she gets it honestly. They say the apple, this is an apple, ha 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 ha, doesn't fall far from the tree. Well, ever since my kids were little, stuffed animals right from the start. I don't know how many Build-A-Bears, and those are expensive bears, and I was probably out of control with stuffed animals, and I still have those same stuffed animals year after year. Easter time, Christmas, birthdays, I would get them a stuffed animal because I would see a cute fuzzy little stuffed animal and I just couldn't pass it up, and I would get it for them and they would keep them, and then they ended up with all of them, and now they're still in bags somewhere. I've got them stored in a bag. Actually, I take that back, a plastic bin, because you know, they're gonna put them out again. No, I need to find a good home for those stuffed animals. So now, present day, it's just recently that she has fallen in love with these Squishmallows, is what they're called. And these people were brilliant because they're like a pillow. They're so soft and squishy. Take a marshmallow and squeeze it, just almost like it's full of marshmallows. I could just explain. They have them everywhere. So we have traveled to different places. I'm talking like Walgreens, Kroger's even, Walmart, Target. So the big department stores and things like that, they have these. This is what is so really cool. Do you remember the Beanie Babies? They all had a date on them, like a specific date. So I always was looking for, okay, somebody's birthday, because if it had the birthday, I had to buy it for somebody. Well, now these Squishmallows, they come in different sizes. They have personalities. And I have to specifically talk about this little squid, and it says what it is on here. This is, I'm sorry, a jellyfish. This one's a jellyfish. Do they have a squid? I don't think they have a squid. They have octopuses. This is a jellyfish. And believe it or not, this one's name is Janet. And my best friend, I have a couple of best friends named Janet. And her personality is she's passionate for music, and she views the ocean as a musical playground. After putting on her headphones, Janet strums her tentacles, mimicking the sound of a guitar. Janet's Sea Squad loves to hear her play, and they dance along to her beautiful beat. Now, my best friend Janet loves to dance, and she loves to play music, and that just makes me laugh because she will probably dance as she walks. She walks a lot and things like that, so she... This is Janet, and it cracked me up. No, this one's not Janet's because my daughter won't let me part with it, and I've only found one. So if you find a Janet, let me know, folks. And then also, this is an apple, and my daughter must have taken the tag off of this one. Different sizes. The reason I'm telling you this is because for Valentine's Day, these range from like, I think $4 to all the way up to $50 because you can get a really big Squishmallow. This one's mine. Her name is Olina. And she is an octopus that is outgoing, and she loves to bake cookies for Valentine's Day. Actually, chocolate chip cookies. You know, this is me. So anyways, I hope you have a wonderful Valentine's Day as well. I'll have more of that to come in next week's show. Hey, thank you so much for watching this week's Don't Hit with Dina.